Hello, and welcome to another Desk Side Chat, which is a regular video series that gives me an opportunity to update you on how our school division is handling recovery from this extended closure due to COVID-19. I'm Superintendent Dr. Aaron Spence, and I hope that you have had a safe and a happy start to the summer and that you are looking forward to this long holiday weekend. It's hard to believe, if you think about it, that the school year's over, given that all of these days and weeks have been running together since March. I know it's been bittersweet for me as I've been scrolling through social media and seeing all of the pictures of our students and teachers and staff adapting to and learning and thriving in remarkable ways in the age of COVID-19. We can say for sure there's never been a year like this, and I hope and pray there will never be another of its kind. But I am so proud of our VBCPS family. In the face of a global pandemic, we persevered. We engaged our students in learning, we kept them fed over 1 million meals, and we graduated nearly 5,000 seniors because we are VB schools and we are VB strong. And it's precisely that spirit that will lead us into this next academic year, which of course is what's on everybody's mind. What will the next school year look like? Now, as I've been saying all along, I would love to tell you that our buses will be running and our classrooms will be filled on the first day of school. And I have no doubt that if I took a vote of our entire community, that many of you would be in favor of just that. But it's just not that simple. As you understand, we must review best practices and recommendations not only from the governor and his health experts at the Virginia Department of Health and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, but also the Virginia Department of Education. And of course, as I've said earlier, we're also reviewing and considering the Department of Education's option of submitting a variance that would enable us to open schools for students in the fall as close to normal as possible with health mitigations in place, regardless of those state recommendations, but certainly with guidance from our local health experts. These options were discussed during our most recent school board meeting, and we will continue to explore them during a board retreat next week. I also want you to know I am meeting with our leadership team daily, and we are consulting with local and regional health experts as we plan for that and other possible scenarios. I want to note here that we have heard from so many of you on this topic. I've heard from those of you who want all of our kids back yesterday, and I've heard from those of you who don't want anyone back until we know that everyone is safe. And I want you to know that we hear you. Whether that's because you are planning a rally in front of our school board offices to return our kids to school in the fall, or, frankly, because you're just quietly hoping we're going to make the right decision for your child, I hear you. And I want you to know that I need your patience. As I said earlier, these decisions sound easy, but there are incredibly complex and challenging issues associated with every decision we make. And so we need to take our time. We need to understand the impact not just on our children, but also on our staff and our parents and our community as well. So although I know we're already well into the summer, please know I have no intention of making a hasty decision that will have long-term unforeseen consequences. I intend to and need to have all of the information I can before moving ahead with our recommendations. To that end, please know my team has been carefully assessing the challenges we face and thinking through the logistics of opening school. And I have been in conversation with our school board and with local health professionals, and will continue those conversations over the next days and weeks. And now we need to hear from our families. Through Parent Portal, we have made available a questionnaire for you, asking about how plans for your child's return to school would be shaped based on one of three scenarios. In scenario 1, schools would reopen as close to what we think of as normal, with some public health mitigation strategies in place. Parents and guardians may choose in that scenario to not send their child to school, but instead have their child engage in remote learning only. In scenario 2, that would involve reopening schools with a more limited number of students attending in-person instruction, and with physical distancing and other public health mitigation strategies in place that would lead to alternative scheduling. As with the first scenario, parents and guardians may choose in that scenario to not send their child to school, but instead have their child engage in remote learning only. And then in scenario 3, schools would be closed for all students, and all students would engage in remote learning, which would be a bit like the remote learning experience of the emergency learning plan that was in place at the end of this school year, but it certainly would be more rigorous, with student work graded, attendance taken, and of course the assignment submission requirements also being greater. Now, these scenarios are explained more fully in the questionnaire, and we're not asking you to rank those scenarios, but your answers to the questionnaire will be critical for my team as we weigh options and consider how each scenario might work. With that in mind, I'm asking you to please carefully consider each question before answering, as your response will be used to help make plans for the fall with respect to schedules, staffing, and transportation under these 3 scenarios. Later this summer, after a decision has been made about the scenario that will be in place for the fall, and all health mitigation efforts have been clearly defined and are in place for that scenario, you will be asked to confirm the answers that you've submitted on this questionnaire. Please note that we're asking you to fill out a questionnaire for each child you have in the school division. Again, this questionnaire is going to be available in Parent Portal, so if you've not yet signed up for this service, please do so through our website at vbschools.com, where we have step-by-step instructions for doing that. Or you can call our customer support center at 757-263-1111, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 p.m., or contact your child's school if you need assistance in accessing or completing this questionnaire. Of course, as we are in the summer, I want to offer a reminder that we have also switched to our usual summer food service program, where bagged meals are provided Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to noon, with the Thursday bag containing meals for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Meals are offered to all students without charge at the school and the neighborhood sites listed on our website at vbschools.com. Each of these bagged meals include a breakfast and a lunch. Also, I'd like to note that our Department of Technology will continue to provide customer service and device replacement services Monday through Friday from 8 to 4 p.m. throughout the summer. You can get answers to VBCPS technology questions by calling the Customer Support Center at 757-263-1111 or by visiting our technology support website at vbschools.com. If your VB Schools device has been broken and needs to be replaced, please call the Customer Support Center and we will make an appointment to exchange your device. Now, as always, I do like to answer a couple of questions that have been submitted through the Desk Side Chat website at vbschools.com. So I'll start with these. First, are school buildings open this summer? So I can say that school and administrative buildings do remain closed to the general public. However, to allow for essential functions to continue, all schools will now be open Monday through Thursday by appointment only, from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. So if you need to make an appointment, please email your principal. Social distancing rules, 6 feet, will be followed during this process, and all adult visitors are required to wear face coverings. And again, we ask you please don't bring children or come to school if you are ill. We've also been asked, when will schools' sports start back up? So I know that many of you have missed high school sports and that you've got questions about when students will get back on the fields and track. Based on our return to participation plan for Virginia High School League fall sports, our student athletes will be welcomed back to the fields and tracks as of this coming Monday, July 6th. So expect to hear from your child's coach or student activity coordinator about when conditioning will be scheduled. I promise we'll have more information soon about when non-VHSL or other extracurricular activities like band or club events will safely resume. I'd like to thank you for joining me again for this Desk Side Chat. I want to ask you to be well, be safe, and have a great 4th of July weekend. And thank you, as always, for your support of Virginia Beach City Public Schools.